family and my past. I need to know who I am and where I come from.
Edward's eyes locked onto Edwin's, filled with a deep understanding.
Thanks, Edward. Just talking about this is helping me process everything.
Edward nodded. Now, let's start by going through your mother's papers again. Maybe we missed something the first time around.
That's what friends are for.
Edwin nodded, and together they began to sift through the old documents. After hours of searching, they finally stumbled upon a small, faded envelope with Edwin's name on it. Edwin's heart skipped a beat as he carefully opened the envelope. Inside, he found a letter addressed to him, written in his mother's handwriting. As he began to read, Edwin's eyes widened in shock. The letter revealed a family secret that had been hidden for decades, a secret that would change Edwin's life forever. "Edward, look at this," Edwin said, his voice trembling with excitement. Edward leaned in, his eyes scanning the letter. As he read, his face fell, and he looked up at Edwin with a mixture of shock and sympathy.
Edwin, I'm so sorry, I know, but I'm ready to face the truth. I need to know who I am and where I come from. We'll face it together, as friends.
Edwin's hands trembled as he folded the letter and placed it back in the envelope. He felt like his whole world had been turned upside down. "What does it say?" Edward asked, his voice soft and gentle.
It says that my father is still alive, and that he's been searching for me for years. That's incredible. Why didn't your mother tell you? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to find my father and get some answers. I'm with you, Edwin. We'll find your father together. Thanks, Edward. I couldn't do this without you.
Together, the two friends set out on a journey to find Edwin's father. They searched high and low, following every lead, in every hint, every rumor. And finally, after weeks of searching, they found him. Edwin's father was an old man, with a kind face and a warm smile. He lived in a small village, surrounded by rolling hills and green pastures. Edwin's heart pounded in his chest as he approached his father's house. He felt nervous, scared, and excited all at once.
You got this, Edwin? Just be yourself and tell him your story.
Edwin nodded, taking a deep breath before knocking on the door. The door opened, and Edwin's father stood before him, a look of surprise and wonder on his face.
Is that you? It's me.
Edwin's father, John, stood in stunned silence for a moment, his eyes drinking in the sight of his long-lost son. Then, with a cry of joy, he flung open his arms and enveloped Edwin in a warm hug. My son, my son," John exclaimed, tears streaming down his face. "I've searched for you everywhere. I never gave up hope that I'd find you one day." Edwin felt a lump form in his throat as he hugged his father back. He had so many questions, so many emotions swirling inside him, but for now, he just let himself be present in this moment. As they pulled back, Edwin saw that his father was holding a small, worn-out photograph. It was a picture of Edwin as a toddler, sitting on his father's lap. "I've carried this with me everywhere," John said, his eyes misty. "I never forgot about you, Edwin. You've always been in my heart." Edwin's eyes welled up with tears as he took the photograph from his father. He felt a sense of closure, of finally finding the missing piece of his life. Over the next few hours, Edwin and his father talked long into the night, catching up on lost years and sharing stories. Edwin learned about his family's history, about his father's struggles and triumphs, and about the love that had always been there, even when they were apart. As the night drew to a close, Edwin felt a sense of peace wash over him. He had found his father, and in doing so, he had found a part of himself. "Thank you, Father," Edwin said, his voice filled with emotion. "Thank you for never giving up on me." John smiled, his eyes shining with love. "I'll never give up on you, Edwin," he said. "You're my son, and I'll always be here for you." And with that, Edwin knew that he had finally found his true home, not just a physical place, but a sense of belonging and connection to the people in the life he was meant to have. The end.